Something remarkable happened inside one of India's ancient spiritual communities. A respected Hindu guru, known for his discipline, his meditation practice, and decades of studying the Vedas, quietly began reading the teachings of Jesus Christ. He didn't do it for debate, comparison, or controversy. Instead, he said something almost unbelievable. "There is a power in Jesus' words that I cannot ignore." Imagine that. A man who has spent his life mastering Eastern wisdom suddenly sits with a New Testament on his desk, reading it every morning before sunrise. And the more he read, the more he realized there was something radically different about Jesus, something deeper than philosophy and more personal than religious ritual. Today, we're going to explore what this Hindu guru discovered, and more importantly, what you can learn from his journey to strengthen your own faith, deepen your relationship with God, and rediscover the beauty of Christ's teachings. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might surprise you. Before we dive in, if you feel this kind of content is needed today, please like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone seeking spiritual truth. Who is this guru? And why did he start studying Jesus? Guru Arvind, that's what we'll call him, was raised in a traditional Hindu household. From a young age, he studied sacred texts like the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and Vedas. He lived a life of discipline, prayer, meditation, and service. But his spiritual journey took an unexpected turn when he traveled to Europe to teach meditation among Catholic communities. It was there that he witnessed something unusual. Christians he met didn't speak about God as a distant force or cosmic energy. They spoke about Jesus as someone they loved, someone they knew. This puzzled him deeply. He later explained, "In Hinduism, God is often conceptual, but Christians spoke about Jesus with affection, almost like family." That experience planted a seed. He bought a New Testament, opened to the Gospel of Matthew, and began reading. And as he read, he said something powerful.
If these words are true, then Jesus is not just a teacher. He is truth itself. This curiosity became a daily study, and what he learned changed him.
But what exactly did he see in Jesus' teachings that moved him so deeply? That leads us to the first lesson. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Matthew 5:44. In Hindu philosophy, love is universal, but it's often expressed in a general, peaceful way. But Jesus takes love to an entirely different level. Not be kind, not avoid conflict, but love your enemies actively, intentionally, sacrificially.
The Guru said, if every human lived this command, all conflict would disappear. Jesus teaches a divine love, not a human one.
This command isn't sentimental, it's supernatural. And it was the first sign to him that Jesus wasn't offering advice. He was offering transformation. But love was only the beginning. Jesus didn't just speak differently, he spoke with authority. Guru Arvind had studied hundreds of spiritual texts. He had memorized long passages of the Upanishads and could quote Hindu philosophy with ease. But he had never encountered a teacher who spoke with authority like Jesus. Most religious leaders say, this is the path to truth. But Jesus says, I am the truth. John 14:6. That stunned him. He also noticed verses like Matthew 7:29, which said he taught as one having authority, not as their teachers of the law. This was different. Not poetic metaphor, not mystical symbolism. Jesus wasn't showing a path. He was the path.
Jesus does not present ideas. Jesus presents himself.
But what impressed him most wasn't Jesus' power. It was his humility. In Eastern traditions, gurus and spiritual masters are often placed on high platforms. Their followers bow before them, wash their feet, offer garlands, and show deep reverence. But Jesus flipped this completely upside down.
This is the most shocking act of leadership I have ever seen.
Because Jesus wasn't just washing feet, he was redefining what greatness means. Most leaders demand honor. Jesus kneels. Most gurus receive service. Jesus serves. Most masters stay distant. Jesus touches lepers. This humility moved the guru deeply and made him wonder, what kind of God chooses to kneel before his creation? And that question led him to his next discovery, the Christian understanding of sin. Hindu texts contain deep reflections on karma, the law of cause and effect, but they do not offer a complete solution for cleansing sin. Karma must be worked out through effort, discipline, and sometimes lifetimes of rebirth.
If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us. In Hinduism, you carry karma. Jesus offers forgiveness, not in lifetimes, but in a moment.
This was revolutionary for him, because Jesus doesn't tell us how to escape sin. He removes it. And for the first time in his life, the guru encountered a God who doesn't simply judge, but also rescues. But forgiveness was only one part. The next lesson touched him in a deeply personal way. In many Eastern traditions, God is described as universal energy or impersonal consciousness. But in Christianity, God is Father, personal, intimate, near.
When the guru read Jesus' words in Matthew 6:8, "Your Father knows what you need before you ask him," it shocked him. God knows my voice. God listens to my cry. God desires relationship. He said, Jesus teaches us to speak to God as a child speaks to a loving father. This is the greatest spiritual gift.
But the final discovery is where everything changed for him. Prophecy. The lesson 6. Jesus fulfills prophecy, something unique in all religion. Guru Arvind was fascinated that Jesus fulfilled over 300 Old Testament prophecies. Hindu scriptures contain symbolism and mythological cycles, but nothing like the historical precision of biblical prophecy. He studied texts like Isaiah 53, describing the suffering Messiah, Micah 5:2, foretelling Bethlehem, Psalm 22, describing the crucifixion centuries before crucifixion existed, Daniel 7, revealing the Son of Man receiving eternal dominion.
This is not mythology, this is history written before history.
For him, prophecy became the confirmation that Jesus wasn't just wise. He was exactly who he claimed to be, the Son of God. Here is where this story becomes personal, because Guru Arvind's journey teaches us something important. Many Christians have a treasure that others travel across the world to discover. Sometimes we forget the power of the Gospels, rush through prayers, take Jesus' love for granted, or lose sight of his radical teachings. But this guru's story reminds us that Jesus' words are not ordinary. They are life. They are truth. They are transformation in their purest form.
He said, if Jesus is who he says he is, then every human must listen.
That includes us. So, what do we take from the Guru's journey? He discovered a love that embraces enemies, an authority that commands the soul, a humility that brings God to his knees, a forgiveness deeper than karma, a relationship more intimate than any religion. A prophetic fulfillment unmatched in history. All of this led him to one realization. Jesus is unlike any teacher who ever lived. Now comes the question for you. What will you do with this truth today? Will you return to the Gospels with fresh hunger? Will you let Jesus' words reshape your daily life? Will you allow your heart to fall in love with him again? Because the same Jesus who touched a Hindu guru's life is ready to touch yours. Take a moment this week to read one chapter of the Gospels each day. Listen to his voice. Seek his heart. Let his teachings transform you. If this message spoke to you, please like the video. Comment which teaching of Jesus impacts you the most. Subscribe for more faith-building content. Share this video with someone who is searching for truth. And as always, may God bless you with wisdom, peace, and a deeper hunger for Christ. Keep your faith strong and keep your heart focused on him.